That's how would that sound like if one of the legs was a little longer than the other.
You're absolutely.
Because he mostly
terrible.
ran in circles, right?
So terrible.
You're absolutely right, and Buzz has a great point, and I'll let you extrapolate on it. But people were pissed. Other athletes, they said that he had an unfair advantage.
Right.
Yeah,
they
I
did.
mean, I think it's amazing what he's accomplished with his disability. But I will also tell you that I looked at that and I'm like, that to me means you master the technique, and it's kind of like mastering equipment as
That's
opposed
true.
to making your instrument your own instrument.
A lot of the other athletes were also mad because he got a better parking spot.
Jesus Christ, Rob. He'll never get by. Rob will not be able to get by the disability during this discussion.
Oh, what,
at
should
all.
I cheer for him because he's a murderer?
Okay, no, I'm not
Can't get
defending
past
the guy.
the
Stop
comedy.
it. What were you going to say?
Well, at first, that the same Olympic officials who foolishly did away with wrestling are the same people who ignored the controversy and ruled that this guy should be allowed to compete with everybody else.
And the Olympic committee, that's a world unto itself. They're a weird
Sure
bunch
is.
of guys anyway.
I remember when you quit.
But I want to say something else about. I want to answer your question about why is this a big story? Is it because she's pretty or because he's an athlete? It's
Right.
both, and combined, those make for a lurid tabloid story that everybody's hungry right now because it doesn't have to do anything to do with sequestration or guns.
I will tell you
It's
the
the
one
period.
reason that I'm fascinated with
Has
this
something
story.
to do with guns.
I'm fascinated with this story because the guy's name is Oscar.
Right? Of
Oh, I
course.
saw that. I was like, here we go.
Which was also
Think
my
about the headlines.
Did you know that was also my grandfather's name?
And a
Oscar
dog.
Hamilton Perrault.
These are the facts.
Yes.
I'm losing my voice, one.
I
Two,
am losing my voice
two,
today too.
I don't know.
Oh God. Oscar's in a mood today.
Pisses me off.
We'll cheer him up.
These are the facts. I'm losing my voice. Two, I will never master the English language because I said extrapolate. Is it elaborate?
Either one.
Extrapolate was correct.
works.
I would, and Buzz is
both
losing
work.
his voice too. Is there something
getting
in the
sick?
Is there
There must
something in
be.
the air? Because I have felt I never feel all that froggy. I think I've had in my 30 years of doing this, I think I've maybe had laryngitis once
Right.
or twice in my
Right.
life, and that's including when I had the bar. And I'd come in the morning going, sounding like Joe Walsh.
Right.
Yeah, I remember for 3 weeks, all we could do for low-budget Jeopardy was Jack Klugman.
That's true.
Fact 3 of the case is that he's into his second day of bond hearing, and I don't know how the legal system in South Africa works, but at first it seemed like everything was going right for the prosecution,
Right.
and then the defense got up and poked holes in a ton of their allegations, so they still don't know what they're going to do with the guy.
And did I hear they're not going to have a regular jury trial? That this goes before a judge or something
I've
like
not
that?
heard that.
It's weird. I mean, it's a different judicial system that they have over there. But all the evidence that I'm hearing coming out of this, is the guy's full of it.
No death
when he's
penalty.
talking about shooting her through the bathroom door.
Okay, the question is, can a lawyer spring him?
There you go. That's another.
Now where's
Thank
the
you.
mouth harp?
Yes, Rob. And then Rob, of course, says he doesn't have a leg to stand on. That's
See,
the
I'm
old
not
joke.
going to say it.
Anyway,
Glad
story,
someone
though.
did.
And the fact that she just filmed a reality show that she was on.
That's another thing that makes it
Right.
famous.
So you have
Right.
a live video, HD, of her just being hot and trying to be famous.
But people, this story, I mean, as interesting as it is, and I think everybody has opinions about whether this guy is innocent or guilty, and they listen with interest to his defense, and they listen to what the prosecution has to say, and it's all very exciting, like watching a TV show, but it doesn't affect your life in any way,
I
shape,
beg to
or
differ.
form.
What do you mean you beg to differ?
Because I sit there.
How can you disagree with that brilliant point?
And every time the allegations of steroids come up, I was like, if this guy has no legs, he's got
Right.
no legs. I have no legs.
Right?
He can enter the Olympics. Like, how great are steroids?
Well, wait a minute. I don't think it's the steroids as much as it's his springs
Or
that he's
both.
on.
Yeah.
Well, look, you got to get those.
But I mean, the steroids.
You got to get those nubs in that body in shape to do what Rob's doing. I mean, he was running.
I think that it's just fun playing spring sound.
And, I
effects.
think we're missing the big point here is that we've been discussing this the whole show, and you haven't done your South African accent yet, which I love.
There is irritability. Just as anything else. There we're going to this. I'm going to race on blades, and then I'm going to, in a rage, shoot my girlfriend through the door. Because my tongue sticks to my upper lip there. There we go. Get in the back of the vein.
I hate the South African dialect.
What about?
I love what you do.
There we go, Phil.
And then on the other hand, you
My
wonder,
name's Ernie Els.
Mr. Els.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on roid rage?
Roid rage. You shouldn't take supplements like that and put them in.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Nice.
Oh, I
Thank you
love when
very
he
much.
takes
Anyhow,
the
Well, the
class.
steroids is relevant based on the fact that they think that this guy might have had the roid
If he brought
rage.
it out,
yeah.
And that's why I did. But he was paranoid. There are stories about this guy being paranoid beforehand that he had.
Yeah.
There we go again. He
Would have been the
had
Roy.
lots of guns. Hey, and once again, that rears its ugly
Yeah,
head.
but it's
What's
South-
the
it's
statistic?
South Africa.
What is the? I don't care if it's South Africa. What's the statistic that I quote from the gun people? The gun people who say, and I mean the anti-gun people that say you are more likely to kill yourself or someone you love than you are to be John Wayne and
you
kill
can't
the
apply
burglar.
it here. He probably was jealous and
Of course
killed
I
her.
can apply it there.
Why
That's
no-
the perfect example. She wouldn't be dead if he didn't have guns in his
Let
house.
Oscar give one reason why you can't apply it. I'm curious why
Because he
he
would have.
can't.
I mean, they found a bloody cricket bat. He would have killed her with the bat.
Are you speaking in a British dialect?
No, he would have killed her with the bat.
Or
He
wounded her severely. Yes.
He would have killed her with the bit.
A bloody
He would've
cricket
killed-
bat?
Bloody
No.
cricket.
But I mean, he didn't kill her with the bat. She was killed
Yeah,
because of gunshots.
But if a man can shoot someone 4 times, he clearly has the rage enough to kill somebody.
If he had the bat on the other side of that bathroom door, do you think he would have been able to kill her as easily as he was able to kill her? If he did kill her, he's still, I mean,
That's
the
alleged.
trial's not over yet,
right,
and we
we
don't
don't
know where it's going to go with that. No, it just. But do you disagree with the basic premise that I've said for a long time that if you have a handgun in your house, that statistically, and I'm just saying
I
a
can't
statistic,
bear this out.
that you're
I
more
can't-
likely to kill someone you love or yourself than you are the intruder that's going to come into your house. Do you think that
That's
is
a
a
f-
valid statistical argument?
That's a fact. I can't argue with.
Okay, that's all I say,
Yes.
and and the only reason I quote it a lot is because it is a fact, and I don't get into all the other stuff because, of course, Tail Gunner Joe. He's not Tail Gunner Joe.
More about him
but
later.
Joe Biden yesterday, has that story about
And you know what?
shotguns.
And
which
he has,
is
a,
funny.
Right.
he has a history of it, too. We'll
Right.
talk about this in the news.
Good.
It's not something that he's just come up with.
Yeah, and now if this was the United States, it would probably the gun issue might be coming up a little bit more
Even
often.
bigger, yeah.
They kind of ignore it with it being over in South Africa.
I think so.
That seems
not
to
as
be
much
what it's
an
all about.
issue in that.
Yeah,
country.
that's not the sexy angle.
All right,
it
let
is
me
here.
let me tell you before we go to break here. I just want to go through all this stuff. I don't know if I'll get to all of this today because I think we covered Oscar
Yeah.
Pistorius.
I think
Yes.
so.
Is it? And
I want to call him Petraeus.
I know. I want to call him Petraeus
Yeah.
too. Clive Davis comes out as a bisexual.
I was shocked. Mike, I was shocked he ever liked. I was shocked he ever liked chicks.
Yeah, it's a legend. Anyway, magic hangover pill. I found this today
Really?
after my discussion yesterday. I think it's relevant. Has anyone seen the Octomom stripping?
No,
No.
heard
Did you
about
see
it.
the pictures?
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Little sloppy.
Yeah, nasty.
Kind of like
So nasty.
It was reminiscent of a salad bar that needed tending to.
She's
A lot of
nasty.
dressing on the ice. You know?
We'll have a new slogan thanks to a message from Mr. Bob Cole, a
good.
regular listener of the
Oh,
program, and we may have someone I've heard wants to come in and check in on his T-shirts.
Oh, good.
and
wonderful.
see how they are selling. I
bisexual.
watched the documentary last night that Rob played the clip of Oprah gushing over Beyonce, and I watched the Beyonce documentary last night.
What's it
And
called?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have a dream. I think the dream comes true. Something.
I'll look it up.
dream.
It's called The Power.
Dreams can come true.
It's called The Power Will Be Back in 40 Minutes.
I don't. I certainly don't want to equate Beyonce with Dr. King, so I don't want to call the documentary "I Have a Dream."
Right.
No.
That would not be appropriate. But I do think it has something to do with
Life is but a dream.
Life is but a dream. And do you don't still have the stuff with Oprah saying that about Beyonce? Do you?
I don't.
Okay, because it was save some of your audio vault stuff the day after because
Okay.
I like to reference it occasionally. You were listening to Oprah gush about Beyonce, and so I really found myself forcing myself to watch this documentary last night. That didn't make any sense. Let me start that sentence again. I found myself forcing myself to view this documentary
All right.
because I didn't like it. And the reason I didn't like it is I think the reason I don't like Beyonce. I think Beyonce is vastly overrated. And I think that's at its core as to why I don't like the whole thing. And I realize now why I believe she is overrated as a performer. Everything Beyonce does, and they showed many, many clips of her performances, and all of her performances are bigger than life. but they're not bigger than life because of Beyonce. They're bigger than life because they've got 600 extras and they have
Fireworks.
a massive set of graphics on a screen.
She's
and
a campaign.
technological, completely
You're right.
Yeah.
And really, at her, I think she has a nice voice, but she's not, in my opinion, an iconic performer. And at the same time, you know, I don't know why Oprah was gushing the way she's gushing.
I think she gushes sometimes to get the get.
To get the celebrities
Yeah,
to come
and you
on
know
the
what?
show.
It's not just the fact that if she says, "Oh, if you come on, I will make a big deal about you. Come on, do my show." That also makes her look like a softball interview the next time she needs to get a big get.
Right.
I think she's lost any edge she ever had. And, you know, she kind of revisited it when she did the Letterman thing.
Right.
But it was such a juicy topic, and Dave was ready to talk.
Yeah.
I think that I have nothing against Beyonce personally. I really don't. But at the same time, I think that
What's the big deal?
That she's what we've got now. I mean, when you talk about star power, would there be a bigger star in the United States right now than Beyonce?
No, and
I don't think there
it's
would be.
compounded because of her husband.
Right.
Jay-Z.
For Jay-Z.
Yeah, a lot of it's because of that.
Also, think about just sheer numbers here. And I know they're not network numbers, but for HBO, they're pretty good. Apparently, 1.8 million people watch that documentary.
That's huge for
That is
cable.
that's
Pay cable.
That's the biggest documentary debut since 2004 or 2006 or 2004 when they had the Katrina one that they actually did then.
Right.
But you think about the ones that
Anybody else in the room see it?
I didn't watch
No.
it.
No.
George Harrison, that documentary didn't do near close those numbers.
And that was a brilliant
Yes.
piece. That Harrison died 2-part and brilliant.
Here's the thing, though. At the end of it, I sit there and go, I have nothing against Beyonce.
Right.
I really don't have any. But I don't think
What's-
she's all that. I don't
what's
think
the big
she's
deal?
particularly compelling. I don't think she's particularly smart, to be really honest with you. And because she doesn't say anything that's really earth-shattering. She's got the diva thing
and she
down pat.
and she directed herself, which really doesn't make it a documentary.
In a
Right.
world of self-created stars and self-created celebrities, she's the best at it.
Oh no, I don't think. I think you're absolutely wrong. I think that if you look at her body work when she started doing this, she's been doing it since she was a teenager.
She's a child star, basically.
She's a child star that a million things could have gone wrong.
I wish I knew why. There's something there.
to your
There's
point-
something there that I can't put my finger on that just rubs me the wrong
To
way.
your point, the Rolling Stones have always gone out and done bigger and better every tour, whether it's huge balloons or fireworks or explosions or fire or a set that's the size of a
Lasers,
stadium.
whatever.
But I think the best time, and I've seen them a few times, one time, I think it was the Bridges to Babylon tour, halfway through, they go out on a catwalk, they get on something the size of a table. The band is on like maybe a 10-foot square stage, and they just play. And they still can do that. And that's
See, I
why-
think Beyonce could probably do that too.
but would she?
I don't know.
There are a couple of things that players should know about.
It's just so much pyrotechnics,
More
so much
icing
graphic.
than
Yeah,
cake.
it's like a Leno show, all
Right.
colors and flash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
You should know that one, as far as a personal life and an artist, she's been private her entire life. So for the fact that she's actually talking about sharing these home videos, that in itself is a big deal for her fans. Two, I think there's something about knowing that she has been taking these Skype videos of herself or these iChat videos of herself, basically documenting documenting her own life in such a egomaniacal way that makes you uneasy. It made me uneasy as well when I sat there and
Maybe
watched
that's
these,
it.
and I said, well, does it make me uneasy because she does it so well and so flawlessly as she's talking to the camera, or does it make it uneasy because I'm just out of that generation where I had friends growing up that had diaries and journals and blogs. This is just another extension. It's a video blog of her life, and she's decided to share it.
And,
And
does it bother you that she's like what 5 years
decided
out?
to
She's been
show
doing
it.
it. I mean, this is
Yes.
obviously this has been at least a thought for a long time.
I knew.
But can I just
yes.
jump in with this? What I get from it, maybe you've isolated here because I really can't put my finger on it. But I think what it might be is she talks a game about I want to be humble. I want to maintain my humility. When somebody says that, when I'm struggling to maintain my humility, or I'm working to maintain my humility,
Right.
when you come out and say
If
that,
you've gotta
you're not
fight it.
maintaining your humility.
It's like your dad used to say about heroes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm
And-
such a big star that I have to work on. Yeah, we know you're a big star. The world knows you're a big star. We'll continue this. Buzz has got some thoughts on it when we come back on the Mike O'Mara
No
Show.
matter what you are, I will always be with you.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. We'll continue our discussion on the documentary Life is But a Dream.
Yes.
With Beyonce in just a second here. This portion of the program is brought to you by Wait Not. Don't just make a resolution, make a commitment. Wait Not. Here's their number, 855-WAIT-NOT. That's 855-934-4486, or visit waitnot.com.
You know one of the best things since I've lost the weight?
What's that?
Sex.
Oh, no!
Oh, not.
No! No!
And I don't want to
Back to
gross you
Beyonce.
out, but I want
no.
to. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And now back to the show.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
According to a study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and
I know this is not what Wait Not wants, but go ahead. All right,
Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism,
Yes.
if you lose about 30 pounds, that's usually
Yes.
about a 5-point on your BMI scale.
Right.
You have testosterone levels comparable to a man 10 years younger.
So
That's
I
true.
think,
You want to add 10 years to your libido?
You terrified me because I
Yes.
thought you were going to talk about personal experience.
Oh, and Mike, I verify it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
But you're right. I
Like
think
a man
I've,
who's 32.
I've read those statistical surveys that you want to improve life in the boudoir.
Yeah.
Go to Wait Not.
yeah.
Call 855 Not 855-934-4486.
Also, Mike, perhaps tomorrow we'll talk about forced perspective.
Forced perspective.
You know, things that look different sizes in different ways.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Wait Not. Show us what you're made of, and go there right now. Remember, you lose weight in a healthy way, real food, no packaged meals. It's waitnot.com. Check them out, everybody. More from Mr. Spiewak tomorrow.
Maybe.
On Wait Not.
Maybe not.
Getting back, if we can wrap up this whole Beyonce thing. Oscar got to it a little bit with me. Buzz was going to say something about it.
I just wanted to, because I was slightly disturbed by, and it's vernacular, it's the language we use today.
Yeah.
You mentioned that she was sharing her life on the internet. Is she
Well,
sharing?
she was-
Wait, let me
yes,
finish.
go ahead.
Is she sharing, or is she being an exhibitionist? And I think there's a difference between sharing and exhibiting.
You know what's strange? Again, the only thing I could compare it to is my personal experiences. And
Right.
I remember in college I had a friend who had a blog, like an online blog. And this is before the internet was fancy and you had WordPress, just put something up and look great.
All kids love
before
blog.
MySpace. And I'd sit there and be like, you must really effing be into yourself. If
Yeah.
you can sit there at that effing computer and while
Right.
we're all doing homework and drinking.
You're assuming we care.
Yeah,
The
and
person's
write about
assuming.
your life.
Let me get back to the whole thing about her. And listen, I'm going to deconstruct this as much as I can. Maybe this is part of the problem I have too. I've never been somebody who really likes the term sellout. I really don't like that. I think when you hear bands, oh, they sold out, man. Listen, bands want the most people possible probably to hear their music. They like that. It's about the music, but many bands want to do that. They want to be. Some of them fight against being too conventional. I've always kind of hated that. But at the same time, there are certain iconic musicians and bands that will use their music for a commercial, and I kind of go, oh, they really need to do that. You get someone like Beyonce, and there isn't even a trace of that. That is so. The idea of selling out is just so, because her career is so micromanaged. It is so, every
square
possible
one.
strategic move she makes
Pre-sold.
is completely packaged and pre-sold. And it just kind of frustrates me because it's so homogenized. And, I like my musical artists to have that kind of down and
but-
dirty quality where you could see them in a cabaret
It's
and
a
do
different
that.
genre, though.
It is but why is that genre exempted from the quote sellout type of thing?
Well,
where
because-
here's a word, over commercialized.
I think I remember when I first found out that people sang the tracks, and I was like blown away. I'm like, that's cheating. I can't believe. And when you're singing a track, you're just basically singing to a recording of your voice.
Right.
And then I sat and someone told me, he said, what do you think that they could run around, dance like that, and sound perfect like the CD?
There
And
are
I-
artists that do it.
Yeah, I know, but they're far and few
Very
between.
few.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact
But
is
those are
they
the
do
ones
it. I
they-
respect that.
Yeah,
Those
but
are the
when-
ones that should be celebrated.
But when you see
Right.
Alicia Keys in concert, she's always sitting down at a piano and she sounds amazing.
She's
right?
incredible.
Yeah, but she's not dancing like Beyonce.
I know, and so is she a dancer or a singer? And I think
would
she's a
say-
dancer first.
I would say she's a dancer, but she can definitely sing.
And it's just, I think, getting back to the whole. So the performance end of things we could argue about
Yes.
for months. But the fact is, when I see her talk and she says, I want to maintain my humility, and she's just, I mean, she is buying into this whole that she is a diva, and I think the whole diva thing bugs me a little bit. I mean, I know we create these
Do
monsters.
you think Barbara Streisand's the same way?
Exactly.
Yes.
During her day,
Yes.
exactly.
Worse.
the
Maybe
same.
even worse.
Probably worse. And it's just I find maybe that's I've isolated what it is. I don't like divas. I don't like people. I like the bigger they are and the more grounded they are. And there are people out there that do it. There are people that are capable of it that are very, very grounded. And I love those kind of celebrities. Yeah. I hate the ones that buy their own press. Yes. It's just
hey,
they
this
lose.
is Eric Ronick from Black Gold.
They lose
I
touch
know, all the time, right?
They lose touch with reality, and it's just like, you know, you do wonderful, wonderful performances. You were great at the Super Bowl. Everybody likes your pyrotechnic, staff of thousands to make you look good, which it is. But why don't you?
And also,
I don't know. You're not. God, it just frustrates me.
And there's
Right.
another thing, another frustrating angle to this is she did direct this movie that was on HBO.
I didn't know that.
And the fact is, if it is
Life is but a dream.
if it's-
Happy for you, Beyonce.
If it's
a lot of
being-
people out of work out there.
if it's being spun as a documentary, whether you like it or not, has to have a point of view. That's
know what
how
a great-
the film format
This
works.
is- okay.
So what's her point of view going to be?
Well, I'm going to be worse than you right now when I date myself.
Okay.
Do you want to know
Sometimes
what a
twice.
fabulous documentary is, warts and all?
What? Okay.
And who I came away loving after this
What's that?
documentary because she's an a-hole. Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Who comes out of her documentary
So brave.
warts and all.
And I'm not saying that mocking. That is brave to allow yourself to be shown that
they
way.
include an exchange where she's at this S-hole casino up in the middle of Wisconsin, I
Yep.
think it was, and she gets heckled by this ass, and they show her being upset about it. And I said, that's to me.
Yeah.
It's not this controlled.
That's real.
I'm
No.
perfect. Here's the tough part of my life that I had. Here's the good part. It's all controlled. It's just
Another-
pablum, and we're such idiots to just drink that in.
Another
We really
great
are.
one, and it goes back a few years, but in Hail Hail Rock and Roll, when Chuck Berry gets into it with Keith Richards.
Oh, incredible.
Arguing about how to play one of Chuck Berry's songs.
And you know what?
And it is so palpably tense.
I watched. I was Mr. Documentary last night because I watched the Eagles documentary
He
after
is
that.
the documentarian.
I watched part 1 and part 2 of the Eagles, and if you don't think warts and all, you
Is that
see
on
the
HBO?
Eagles, and I think it was on Showtime. I'm not sure, but and
lot
I don't
of
know
nudity?
how I don't know how new it was.
You know how Showtime is.
But it showed the Eagles, who broke up, had a very 1980, I think it was, had a very very public breakup,
Right.
and then got back together in 1994, and and you see these guys who do not look good at all, and I'm highly entertained by that.
Did you
know?
ever get the impression?
I like honesty in a documentary.
Going back, do you ever think the Eagles liked each other?
Perhaps, but I think you've got a couple of guys, Don Henley and
Right.
Glenn Fry, who were probably they seem kind of sullen.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can put
A
it.
little dark, yes.
And and I think anytime you're around that kind of adulation, when you're touring stadiums
Yeah.
like Beyonce, or when you're touring stadiums like the Eagles, obviously the celebrity crushes in on you guys.
Yeah.
And I think that gets people. I just like people that are at least aware of it, and You just see how
It's a
her
different
ass is
life.
kissed. It is a different life.
But it's a story.
And I just like people that can turn on the reality switch a little bit with it,
But
and
it's a
not
story
not
as
just
old as
buy their
fame
own
itself.
press. You're a singer. You're very very popular.
You know what? It's probably her disposition. Because when she talks into the camera or she talks into her computer,
with her Brooklyn accent that was manufactured when she met Jay-Z.
whatever she's doing,
Comes and goes, yes?
Well, I mean, I believe that she is from Houston, Texas. No,
yes.
and she has what I would call a Brooklyn dialect.
I haven't seen. I've only seen clips of it.
She has a hint of a Brooklyn dialect.
But Madonna's English all of a sudden. I mean,
Right.
people change.
Well,
so
no, people get phony.
they're phony, but
Right.
it's the pain in her voice, and you sit there, you're like, is it really this painful?
No.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, I mean she talks about a lot of different stuff. So you watch some
I
of
know.
this.
I've watched the highlights of the documentary.
It's it's Beyonce and whatever.
She hasn't been the same ever since she left the Eagles, Mike.
We'll take a break. Come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of the program is brought to you by Score Big. It's tomorrow night. Are you still going with me?
Yes, I got a call from or a text from RJ Diaz. Said, "Are you going to the game?" I said, "Yes, I am."
He texted me too.
Aw.
He's out of his mind. He wanted to know if you were going or not, and so I think
know what, Mike?
he might get his own ticket and be down there. I
What
think.
if
Probably.
you had to bail and then Oscar and RJ could go?
I'm not bailing. I want to go to the game. Damn it!
Yeah, we actually, after the show, Mike and I hashed it out. He's picking me up, so no problem.
Oh, you're going
Yeah.
to that part of town?
Yeah, going to go through that way. And,
Lock your doors.
Yeah, and then it's a big day for me tomorrow. Not only am I going to a hockey game with Oscar, but I'll tell you on Friday why it's a big day. It's a great time of the year.
His mama cries.
It's a great time of year for live sports, live shows, and concerts and events of all kinds. Whatever you want to see, your first stop should be scorebig.com. You'll save up to 60% off the best tickets here and across the country. Every ticket on ScoreBig is below box office price, and there are never any fees. No matter what you want to see, go to scorebig.com, enter that wonderful code.
Do it.
TMOS. That helps us so much.
So easy.
And get an extra $15 off on your first order. That's on top of your up to 60% savings. Never pay box office prices again. Go to ScoreBig and use the code TMOS. I cannot believe we spent this much time talking about Beyonce.
But you know what? We
more than
solved
she
it.
deserves.
You went into it not knowing why you hate her, and now we've explained to you why you hate her.
Ponyboy, how do you feel about Beyonce?
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan of you
Funny
not
boy.
talking into
I
the
was going
mic.
to say, how do you
Not-
feel about
not a
mic
fan.
technique?
You got to turn it towards you.
Yeah, turn the microphone the right way.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
No,
Pick it up.
This
It won't hurt
it
yourself. Oh,
rotates.
there we go. Oh,
Yeah, boy.
Big winner.
They say it again.
I'm not a big fan.
Thank you.
That's better.
Worth the wait.
Very nice. Nicely done. Okay. Clive Davis comes out as a bisexual. I don't want to talk about that.
Tell the Jimmy story.
All right, the Jimmy story.
Please, Daddy.
As everybody knows, we had our friend's birthday party, Katie, at Jimmy's on Saturday night. It was festive, and festive normally means that I'm going to stay later than I should.
I got
And-
some intel on you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good
Well,
or
okay,
bad?
give it to me first before I start the story.
I
who
heard
gave you the intel?
some friends of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, you
I'm
heard
not a
the-
snitch.
Did you hear that I was judging the contest?
No, I heard that you might have left after the birthday girl. I've heard.
I did.
I
Yes.
heard
that. Is, I give you a. I remember that.
I heard at one
Good
point.
for you, Mike.
Yes, I left after the birthday girl.
They
Some cognizance.
Well, yeah, they said that they saw the many sides of Mike. There was a turn at one
Yes.
point.
Yes, I'm
Really?
sure.
Yeah,
You know what, though?
right.
The turn happened after midnight because I didn't see the turn.
Yeah.
You were still delightful.
And the
when I
turn,
left.
for those of you new to the program, Mike just goes to the dark side.
I go to the. I get very evil.
Yes.
I get angry at people.
And
One of several turns.
Watch for the turn signal.
Yes.
they said that
Oh, he doesn't signal.
that when you left, it seemed like the turn had gone away, and it was good time, Mike, again.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that means
Yes,
it was
very good.
an extended evening.
It was a very long evening, and
What time
because-
did you get there? What time did you leave?
Oh God, I got there about 8:00, and
Quarter after 9?
and no, about 8:00. I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna be
7:45?
nice to myself. And I got home at maybe 4:00 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. That's after we went to breakfast.
Still my hero, man.
Jimmy and Hutter and I went to breakfast, and so I hung out, and
Who,
while
Jimmy
they were
and you and who?
Hutter.
Is that the new bouncer?
He's a guy who used to work here in Manassas, and he's a bartender up at Jimmy's.
Okay.
And he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. And so Jimmy gives me a ride back to the house.
Thank goodness.
And the deal is, well, not thank goodness,
Oh,
Buzz.
just-
I plan
Yeah,
on
you
it.
don't drink and
fun.
drive.
I always plan. That's always the deal.
Right.
If I'm going to do that, I'm not. I'm either
we're all
staying at the
grateful.
Holiday. All right. So Jimmy keeps my car and drops me off, and then it's always kind of the deal that Jimmy can do what he wants with my car the next day.
Right.
So Jimmy texts me and says, "I got some things to do at the restaurant. I'll be there for a few hours. Can I bring the car back tonight or Monday morning?" And I said, "Yeah, do whatever you want. It's
I'm on
fine."
a relaxed schedule.
So I said, whatever you want to do. And then, like, late in the day, after Carla had gotten back home from her mother's, and I'm still kind of like going, I want to die. Yeah. I text Jimmy and I say, listen, you'd offered to bring it back in the morning, Monday morning. Go ahead and bring it back Monday morning. Go ahead and do that for me,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
okay, that's
I'm
very
not
nice of you.
going anywhere.
And so I don't get a response from Jimmy. And I'm in that mode where, it's bedhead. It's the whole thing where you're just kind of sitting there in your gym shorts and you're watching TV. And I think Carl and I had...
Were you in bed or watching TV in your easy chair?
I think Carl and I were upstairs, and we
you
were
were.
actually enjoying a little Thai food up in the boudoir.
Wow.
And
There's a
so,
big difference here, though. Carla's pregnant.
Yes.
And she'll probably get on bed rest soon.
She's not going to be. Hopefully
Well,
not.
it's not.
No,
It's
Mike-
not
hopefully not on bed
It's not
rest.
1830.
You're-
Right.
you're-
Mike will be on bed.
You're
Right.
hungover.
I'm very hungover. I'm hungover like I'm not dealing with anything all day.
right.
And I knew I would have the free Sunday, so I'm fine with that. I didn't have any plans, and
Not
everything
going
was cool.
anywhere.
This is why you are the high-functioning alcoholic.
I know.
You planned ahead.
But as I told you, it's just the recovery was not where I want. My recovery is normally noon, and that's what other way I like it. This was, much longer than
But you
that.
planned ahead because you're a big thinker.
Hello, you big thinkers, you.
So text Jimmy, and at this point I'm like, okay, we've got the Thai food. The day is winding down. This is 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't want really any more human contact. I'm going to text Jimmy that you can bring the car back in
And really, the flavor of the text, even though it says you can bring it back tomorrow, it's please bring it back tomorrow.
It's bring the car back tomorrow, and I don't get a response from Jimmy, and then the response comes back that says, I'm 20 minutes away. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
That means he's at his house.
And so I don't know. I mean, all I'm just sitting there going, "Oh God, okay, he's coming by now." But that's okay. It's fine. It's no big deal. He drove me home and he drove my car all day, and he can have my car for as long as he wants. It's Jimmy.
And bring it back when he wants.
Jimmy's driven my cars, forever, and all 100 of them.
That's right.
And Jimmy can
it's
do.
not often he gets to use the Bentley though.
But Jimmy is Jimmy is. There's a reason he's coming to Florida. He is the caregiver.
Yes.
He is an asset
He's a good man.
to any group house you will have. You will
Nicest
find
guy in
that
the world.
You will find that down in Florida. And so I don't get a response from that, so I'm not sure. So the only stress that's involved there is, okay, I want to go down and greet him when he comes downstairs. Right. So we're watching TV and we're hanging out, and I don't hear a word. Suddenly the phone text indicator comes on. The phone text indicator.
the phone text indicator from the
hell is
texting
wrong?
You're
machine.
such an old man.
What the hell is wrong? So I get the text. Michael Barr got a test, Boston. Boston came out. Text Farragut West, Michael Barr with text Jimmy. Chinatown Metro Center, blue orange line, doors open on the left, right. So the next text that comes through says, keys are on the kitchen table. Enjoy your evening.
I'm sure that's not how you heard it, the voice of the text.
Keys are on the kitchen table. Enjoy your evening.
That's keys. No, the real Jimmy impression. Keys are on the kitchen table. Enjoy your evening. Love ya. And so I say, oh man, he just came in like a thief in the night and dropped off the keys. How cool is that? We don't have. And so I said, I gotta call him and say thank you. Right. So I call him. I call the phone. It's like, hello there. And I said, hey man, you didn't have to. Why didn't you say hello? He said, I'm still in your kitchen.
Oh my God! Was he making himself a Reuben?
Maureen's coming to pick me up.
The call came from within the house.
That would freak me out.
No, it would freak me out if it was any other human being on the planet.
Right.
He, it does.
But would you walk
But what if I had
downstairs?
been like that Pretorius guy or whatever and had the gun? Who knows? I might have blown a hole in him. It would have been crazy. But it's it's early. It's 5 o'clock or so, and
I'm still in the kitchen.
it was just, I'm still down here. I mean, quiet as the church mouse.
You know what? You should have had him up to the bedroom.
No.
Come on.
No,
Did
that
you go
wasn't
visit
happening.
with him?
Yes, of course. I wasn't going to be that rude.
Does he make himself a sandwich?
No, it was just we chatted and we were discussing. I looked at the plans for the new Jimmy's. That's very exciting.
Yeah.
And chatted. And then his wife arrived, and we chatted with his wife. And his wife Mo was dressed to the nines.
How come?
Like I don't know. She'd come from a function, and I think she wanted Mr. Cerrito to go out to a function as well.
Was he also dressed for entertainment?
He was dressed. No, he's wearing camo shorts.
And no one looks better in them.
Here you go.
Now, did he at any point when you were on the phone with him indicate he'd like to come upstairs? I smell spring rolls.
Pad Thai.
Do you have any to spare?
One spice or two spice?
So it was just a moment. I guess you're right, Rob. It was a funny story.
It's so great.
That he's sitting there, and it was Jimmy. And Jimmy is
What
coming
a great
to Florida.
friend.
Yeah,
He is
I
a
don't
great
have
pal.
a friend like that in my life.
I'll tell you what, you boys are in for a treat down there in Florida because Jimmy likes to make breakfast for everybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's
and
great.
he
He's
knows
just
his
great.
way around a professional kitchen,
Yes.
and it's going to be a lot of
As
fun.
much
having
as
him
I
down
love Jimmy, I always forget how great a time it is at his bar.
He's
when
a
you go
good
there
guy.
on like a Saturday night, I mean, I could not
Yeah.
get Carrie to leave, but I was sleepy.
No, you got tired when I started talking too much business with you, and you didn't know that I heard you too. Rob and I are in the middle of this business discussion, and we're talking about that TV show,
Right.
And I'm talking to Rob, and Rob, it's like you're going,
Well, it was.
And then, hold on. You're going,
Carrie, we gotta go.
There was a major disconnect, Mike. Is that
if I've been talking about like Turner Classic Movies, he would have stayed.
maybe I would have tried. Maybe would have tried harder.
You might have made
but
an
maybe,
effort.
Maybe I was lacking understanding. Maybe you were lacking a bit of clarity.
I wasn't. We were
Face.
both in the same. How many Stella Artois did you have?
All of them.
Yes, you did.
And but what happened is that we were.
Did you
both,
stay for the makeout contest?
I came in second.
No, did you stay for
No,
that?
I was gone by then.
Sometimes twice.
That was won by the largest lesbian that I've ever seen.
Oh, that one. She seems
they
nice.
come in all
A
sizes.
strapping woman.
Sometimes twice.
No, this woman was. I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying 6'3" or 6'4".
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tall,
and
too.
just huge, absolutely huge,
Large woman.
and she was the femme of the two.
Wow.
How about a kiss?
Yeah,
impressive.
it was fascinating,
Yeah,
and I wanted them to win. They won as soon as they joined. Katie was in it too,
They used a stool.
but it was a good time. And I'm talking about it on Wednesday.
That's how good it
everybody.
was.
Coming together.
Yes, absolutely. Hold on, somebody's at the door. Hold on.
hold on.
Wait a
Really?
minute.
You can imagine in the middle of the show.
Hey,
right
Mike
now.
knew someone was at the door before they knocked.
He saw the shadow in the
Come
window.
in.
Hello, boys.
Hey, it's Jack
look who it
Cassidy.
is.
Hi there. I
Hi,
just
Jack. How
came
are
by
ya?
to check on my product.
How's it going?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. How is it going?
It's going great.
It's going great. It would define
Wow.
great to me.
Well, I was just quoting Mark Ronick.
Well, he didn't say great. He said well.
Yeah, Mr. Cassidy, they could be doing a lot better.
Of course they could. That's why I've dropped by all the way from my deathbed in Los Angeles.
He's still on the deathbed?
No, I'm actually planted now.
Yes, you are.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, Jack Cassidy. I'd just like to say I've got the most marvelous T-shirts that are still available for sale
They
on the
are
Michael
great.
Murray Show. And this is my cheap shill. You're not doing a good enough job selling them.
Well, maybe you should stop by more often.
I should stop by. I would like all of our listeners to check out my beautiful Jack Cassidy T-shirts.
You know
with
what
a
we're doing?
Cigarette lighter and all that. What now? What? Interrupto?
Oh, sorry, Jack.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's that?
You're doing something you used to do when you were on this mortal coil. You're doing something known as the February push.
That's right. It's the February push. Now, Mark Roddick,
Yes, sir.
the Jack Cassidy T-shirts available at the Michael Murray Show website.
They are indeed. You can go there. There are banners that people can click, or they can even just click the word Cassidy and they can get their T-shirt.
I have a prediction to make, Jack Cassidy.
Yes.
Okay. What are
I'd
you
like to
predicting?
sell 200 of them today. All sizes. And you can all lick it. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry that he left because I
Worked
wanted
out.
to ask him about the contest.
What contest?
The way we're going to actually give a valuable prize, the Jack Cassidy, I'm
Now,
Jack
see,
Cassidy
when you
contest.
say that, when you say a valuable prize,
I
have
was
you
kidding,
even
of course.
have you even thought about a prize?
Yes.
If you're going to do
Thought
a
all
contest,
about it.
you need a prize.
We'll
What's
get
it?
a prize.
What is the prize?
Maybe it's a gift certificate.
Why don't you come
Mr.
back?
Prepared.
Why don't you come back when you've got a good idea of what the prize? What is your contest idea for the Jack Cassidy T-shirts?
Everyone has these smartphones.
They do.
And what you do is you take a short video of yourself
Right.
wearing the Jack Cassidy T-shirt, and you say, I'm Jack Cassidy.
So, in other words, they go into different locations.
That's how you win. We're looking
Like,
for
for example, if
creativity.
someone was on the Great Wall of China,
It's not so great.
and they took a picture of themselves, a video, and they went on the Great Wall. I'm Jack Cassidy.
But there's other ways
would
you
be
can
impressive.
you can also separate yourself. What if you're on the Great Wall of China wearing the Jack Cassidy T-shirt and you videotape yourself saying "I'm Jack Cassidy" in an outrageous Asian accent?
Now, see, now you
See,
see,
what we're looking for
you're
is
already
creativity.
making you're making
Yeah,
it too
it's-
complicated.
No, what you do is you separate yourself creatively, but you're only allowed to say "I'm Jack Cassidy."
I would say if somebody was on the Great Wall of China and
Yes.
they said the regular "I'm Jack Cassidy" the way you're supposed to say it,
Right.
they would win the contest. Can this be a still picture or does it have to be a video?
Video only because we need to hear you say,
Oh, because we need
I'm
to-
Jack Cassidy.
But it can be in your backyard. We just want to see something impressive.
I think this also highlights that Rob needs to take his sensitivity training.
creative. Yes, yes.
How many more times do I have to take that class? You're always making me take
until
it.
you get it
All
right.
right, will you and your brother get
Yes.
together and homework assignment by Monday's show?
Absolutely.
You will have a suitable prize for this contest.
Can your mom donate one of her printers?
No.
That'd be a great prize.
You are the cheapest man.
No.
You know what?
How does that make me cheap if
Do you
I'm
know
saving
what?
all of us money?
Look, we don't have to have an extraordinarily valuable prize, but now because of your behavior in this last segment,
what behavior?
you now here. Are you ready for this?
Oh,
you know what
God.
the prize has to be?
What?
The prize has to be something personal from Rob Spivak. What do you have to come
you
up
got
with?
a house
And you know
full.
what? And it's not Monday. You be prepared to talk about what you're donating for a listener what they're going to be able to get from you, and it's give us some options. Give us, because if it's just you, it'll be a roll of toilet paper.
This sucks so bad.
You think it sucks, but right now the listeners are feeling tremendous joy.
You have
the listeners are feeling great joy. I believe I have just come up with a brilliant idea to elevate this contest from here to here.
The next
because
level,
now
baby.
This is going to be. Just think a wonderful and
Curios.
how many?
You have Curios.
I do.
He's got stuff, doesn't
He's
he?
also a hoarder.
He's a total hoarder.
Not a hoarder because my house is clean and organized.
What I think you've got hundreds of thousands of record albums.
Yes.
You have memorabilia.
Yes, I do.
I
Memorabilia.
wouldn't go there for this. I wouldn't hurt your feelings for this, but you have microphones.
You stop it.
There's an item somewhere in that magnificent house of yours that you can part with.
Are all of your various pieces of the Hindenburg? Can you part with any
There's
of those?
one piece.
Okay, there's only one piece of the
One
Hindenburg.
piece. You see, what you're doing is you're painting me as some sort of freak.
I don't even have to have the copy written, okay? Right now, get ready, get your Jack that's how it starts.
Yeah.
We're doing this, folks. It's a naked push
your
to
video.
sell our Jack Cassidy t-shirts. And the fact is you get your t-shirt, then you take a video of saying I'm Jack Cassidy with
In
the
the
t-shirt
t-shirt.
on in the t-shirt
Be creative.
In some place unusual. It can be a Denny's parking lot. I don't care.
I would say preferably in a public place because I'd like to see people's reactions to somebody screaming that out.
That will certainly add to your points that
And
you
also,
schedule.
do you
score
agree?
rather.
Do you agree that they have to be limited to those 3 words?
I'm Jack
That's
Cassidy.
all you're allowed to
Yes.
say.
That's it.
And I will tonight
Or
put together a
you're-
prize package.
You could say this. The video could be, "Hi, my name is so and so.
Sure.
I'm here at the Paramus Mall in Paramus, New Jersey," and then
That's
they stand back and go, "I'm Jack Cassidy."
Perfect.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Alethea Sanders.
Right.
And I'm at the Albuquerque Fish Market, and I'm standing back now going, "I'm Jack Cassidy."
Precisely.
Hello, my name is Trip Affleck, and I'm in my living room sitting at my computer.
And I'm Jack
Cassidy. So, and if you succeed, if you're the best one, you will receive something personal from Rob Spiewak, and give us some options.
A real
I will,
because
collectible.
that'll
Some
prevent
solid
him
ones.
from being Johnny Cheap a lot.
Set yourself apart with creativity, volume, and also
Loudness.
location.
I know how your mind works, because your mind works very fast.
You know what's so
It's one of
great
the things
is the
I
way
like
you
about
have
this.
the greatest way of just picturing me in your mind.
I do. I know.
After 20 years, you still somewhere think I'm trying to get something over on you.
I know you well enough to know that you are already thinking.
Well, he's already looking around the studio.
Is he really? You're already thinking about what you might be able to part with.
It's going to be a prize pack, I believe. Because,
fine.
I mean, we know what you'd love.
Those
You'd love
are
for me to
great.
give away.
Hey, come on, people. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. It's going to be fine.
You'd love for me to come in here with, oh, look at this, a marvelously restored RCA 44 microphone. Oh, it's wonderful. Help yourself.
I don't want you to give up one of your microphones.
No.
That's
But you
your-
do.
People don't
No,
love
we don't.
They
microphones.
could also
like
be
you.
creative.
Nobody wants that.
Oh, go ahead, Oscar.
No, I was just. What if he did a prize pack, something tangible?
Yeah, but
then
I mean
also
real
like,
things.
like a 30-minute, like face-to-face Skype.
Yeah, see,
with
I was
Rob
going there
Spiewak.
too. I was actually going to say a day in the life with Rob, and you do it on a Friday where he does Rob Radio, and they could sit in with his
Be a
KCJJ
guest
show.
on your show.
I'm not doing. You know what? They're on their own. I'm not going to dissuade them.
Now, what is your take on that?
Oh, on what?
Do
day
a
in the
day in the
life.
life of Rob.
Oh, they could shadow Rob Radio.
Like hang out with you all day?
part of
Let's
the
say
prize.
it would start here at this show. We'd start it in the morning on a Friday. They could come back to my home.
I think that's a pretty big ticket item.
No. It's Rob. Well, it's Rob. First of all, it's not you. So
So we're really limiting now this to the mob contestant.
no. But they, again,
And
they're
local
they're
ones.
the
But they're
most-
like Rob. They're notoriously
they're,
cheap.
They're the most active as
Yes.
well. And so I would say
Not
that
physically
that
active.
No,
it's
no.
Rob Spiewak's apprentice.
Oh.
So he's got one guy with him at all
So
times.
this is the Rob's
or
apprentice.
or a gal.
or gal.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a sweepstakes.
Yes, where it's a
a
sweepstakes
major award.
where even if you win, you lose.
Okay. All right. So
And there still be
We'll
prizes.
tweak it for you and bring it to you tomorrow.
bring it tomorrow.
All right.
We will have the copy for it tomorrow. We will
Maybe
make
dinner.
the formal announcement. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's easier than a microphone.
He'll just go to Quench.
No, I won't. It's too far away.
The Rob's Apprentice contest featuring Jack Cassidy T-shirts.
Love it.
And it's kind of like it's a naked shill to selfie shirt.
Sure,
should
get
be.
it. And you choose your favorite Friday in September.
We'll take a break. Come back with the aforementioned Rob Spiewak and his magic audio ball right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Who needs friends who never show? I'll tell you what, you wanna
Welcome back to the Mike
You're
O'Mara
fired.
Show. Boy, that's sometimes you throw something like that into the middle of a show, like a naked shill promotional thing, and you just come out of it on the other side all gooey and grinny.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really happy about it. I truly am. I think it's going to be
Going
spectacular.
to be fine.
Don't touch the jukebox.
Rob's Apprentice on the Mike O'Mara Show. Let's open up the Audio Vault for Wednesday, February 20th. Rob's Magic Audio Vault is brought to you by Vistaprint.com. If you're starting a new business, you need professional-looking business cards to get that phone to ring. Get 250 top-quality business cards for just $10. Thousands of designs, free shipping. Go to Vistaprint.com and enter the code TMOS in the search bar. 250 top-quality cards. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Free shipping. $10.
Unbelievable.
Go to Vistaprint, enter the code TMOS, and you get that wonderful deal. Take advantage of it. What do you have for us today, Rob?
Even though you just threw me under a large double-decker bus.
It's going to be great.
I know it is.
And listen, I wasn't the one that said
I know.
spend a day with Rob.
I know. God knows you've declined that offer many times.
Yes, I have. Goddamn right, I will
Prize
again.
for some.
Over 20 years, I still love that you can make me laugh with the simplest of things. So I doff my cap to you based on one Facebook post this morning.
Okay.
I posted a picture of Bob Hope up, and I said, "This is my only hope." And under it, Mike writes this.
I love your dress. Do you? It's pretty.
And that's from
Thanks
from
for
the original.
memories.
Thanks for the memories. I think it was an Oscar nominee in like 1938.
What compelled you to put Bob Hope up on your Facebook page?
Because someone wrote something, it was a Star Trek reference. It says, thank you, Warby Parker, you're my only, or help me, Warby Parker, you're my only hope.
Oh, okay.
And that was a Star Wars thing, but then when I saw Hope, I thought Bob Hope, and you wrote,
I love your dress. Do you? It's pretty.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob for Texaco Hope.
and honestly, long before I ever met you, that's been making me laugh. So thank you for making me laugh this morning.
I was watching on one of the obscure cable channels the other night a 1977 Frank Sinatra movie. And
The Detective?
It was
Lady in Cement?
Murder on Cherry Street.
It's a good
or something
movie.
like
It's a
that.
made-for-TV movie, I think.
It was just so dated.
It is, but it's a good story.
I find myself, now that I'm older, I am so fascinated with going back to the 70s and looking at 70s movies, like The French Connection.
Because you were there.
It's just because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, I'm watching this, and you look at Frank, and one of the things I noticed is that we have become healthier. As a society,
yeah.
because Frank is probably 50 back then, right? 50,
Roughly,
right around
mid-50s,
50, and
mid-50s.
and all the actors were like older
Smoking.
and guys, and they just look like death.
Probably
Every
60.
single
Probably
one of
in
them.
his 60s.
Even the young people look like death
Yes.
in this movie. And
Although it was a great movie, he did win Best Supporting Toupee.
yes,
is
he has
nice.
a lovely toupee. But
Now,
go ahead.
I like to hand this award out. It's not a regular award, but when it happens, I always recognize the Mike O'Mara Show 911 Call of the Week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is a lady who I think may or may not have been drinking, but I know that earlier in the night she judged a kissing contest. Let's go to the 911 call.
Hello. I need some cigarettes. What's your name? Gary Roberts. I'm sorry, Carrie is your first name? Gary. Wait, I forgot how to spell my last name. You said your last name is Roberts? No, I think I dialed the wrong number. Thank you. Uh-huh.
Her last name is Roberts, but she doesn't know how to spell it.
Call of the week.
That's our 911 call of the week.
She got arrested.
Cigarettes. She should be arrested.
Yes.
And also, Mike, shocking news. You teased it earlier. Clive Davis, who I think has never looked or sounded better,
Right.
has revealed in his memoir that he is bisexual.
Right.
Also, by the way,
Clive will be joining us tomorrow on the bonus show.
we
We will tape the bonus show.
I bet he
You
can
will-
do a whole hour.
You will hear the bonus show on Friday, but the opening of the bonus show will be Clive Davis.
Did you happen to see the response to his memoir that Kelly Clarkson posted?
I read the whole thing. She
It's
blogged
great.
about it, and it's interesting because during the Eagles documentary, Don Henley and David Geffen had a war too. When Henley started his solo career, he left Geffen Records and had horrible things to say about it. Very similar to what Kelly Clarkson said about Clive Davis. I came into my radio career at the tail end of the real big executives in the record industry, where they were everywhere and promoting records. It was a big deal on radio stations. And they're just a lot of slimy, nasty, scummy.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Buzz,
surprises me.
is there any Did you ever in your
Lowest
life
form of
see
life.
any scummier, nastier group of people?
These guys would come into a radio station and do whatever they could to butter up the program director and the music director, and at certain points in history, that included cocaine and hookers and
cash.
Yeah, cash.
And I will
Absolutely.
tell you that at the local level, I don't maintain that these guys were bad guys. They were all kind of cool guys.
You
nice
had some
guys.
ones you liked very
Many
much.
of them were-
terrific,
some were great guys.
terrific
Sure.
people like Frank Felice and Tommy Schoberg.
Tommy's great.
But at the same time, when you got up through the ranks, and Don and I experienced this when we went to a couple of DJ conventions, and I just saw these guys with their gold chains, and I said, God, these look like they're all mobs.
Pips.
Yeah.
They do.
You know, guys like
oily
Tommy
guys.
Mottola.
Right.
You know, you see these guys, they're all these weird, slimy-looking guys.
Oily guys that would ooze into a room.
And if you really take a good look at Clive Davis, you know, Clive gets all these accolades for Whitney Houston and all that.
Right.
But if you look at him at his core, you know, he's kind of a tough guy
That
like
Godfather
this.
thing.
That. But at the same time, I think Clive, played for the other team. a
he
little
also,
bit, too.
well, I'll give him this. Whatever he's done well because he looks great. Here's Clive Davis revealing that he is indeed bisexual.
I felt it was private, number one, as far as my not revealing it, but I did immediately reveal it to the people who count. My children, I have 4 children. I know for me, if any reason this relationship were not to continue, I'm still attracted to women so that you don't have to be only one thing or another. For me, it's the person.
And also, Mike, he was never ashamed.
For over 50 years, I never had sex with a male. It wasn't repressed. I had very good sexual relationships with women.
Very good.
Maybe he
50
got so
years.
much ass because he had so much power that
Oh, yeah.
he was just like, I need to try something new. Like Hugh Hefner.
He's bored.
You know what that tells me?
What?
In Clive's, and now he's got a little more of Clinton in his voice.
Yeah, well, he's all worn out.
In Clive's hot tub, anything goes.
Yeah, it's true. Also, did you see Tiger commenting on playing golf with Obama?
Yes, it did.
Very cool. Let's go to that. Here's Tiger Woods.
You know, they're the enemy.
Who's the enemy?
Obama!
No, I'm sorry.
That's Hank
not
Williams
the right
Jr.,
take.
Hit
Rob.
the wrong button. Here's Tiger Woods on President Barack Obama.
Playing with Mr. President was pretty cool.
What's wrong with you?
He's just a wonderful person to be around, and we won. He hit the ball well and got an amazing touch. He can certainly chip and putt if he. After these 4 years, if he spends more time playing the game of golf, I'm sure he can actually get to where he's a pretty good stick.
He's a good stick, Mike.
And you know, there's another guy that believes a lot of his press.
Yep.
But I'm such a Tiger supporter.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I think Tiger has paid his dues.
And he's healed
Like
wonderfully.
he's gotten the worst part of celebrity that anybody will ever get in their lifetime, and all the money in the world won't make up in his life for
He
that.
ate and is still eating the sandwich.
And he's still eating the sandwich, and still winning golf tournaments. And I think that's
And when he wins, I watch.
everybody watches.
Everybody does.
Ratings go up when he's in the hunt.
That's right.
Do you have a favorite? Just clearly, quick question. Do you have a favorite line in a movie ever?
Yes,
What is it?
Rommel. It's good. You magnificent bastard! I read your book.
How about you? Anything?
No. I have
Buzz?
Mine's too obscure.
Well, go ahead, lay it on us.
Stop trying to hold back the hands of the clock. It'll tear your arms out.
Really?
What's that from?
That's
Clockwork
from
Orange?
Getting Straight with Elliot Gould.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's an obscure movie.
Obscure, but a great line.
Pony Boy, you got one by any chance?
Favorite line from a
I
movie?
wish I had one.
I can't think of anything right now.
Oh, incidentally, I've got one from Oscar's favorite movie.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I don't really have. That's how
I know.
my brain doesn't work.
You like
really.
Transformers.
That's right. He likes.
That's why you don't have a line from a movie.
I have,
Do you have
I
a favorite
line.
a favorite
I have a
explosion?
line.
He's
Thank
got a
you.
line.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
There was a point where you could put a headline on your MySpace page, and you could decide what you wanted to be. And most people put like Sylvia Plath, all these random headlines. Mine was from Sam Witwicky. 50 years from now, you're going to wish you got in the car.
Okay, now what movie is that from?
Transformers.
Transformers. There it goes.
Yeah,
Mark, do you have one?
Favorite movie line?
Yes.
Ooh, ooh, baby, give it to me.
Oh, it's from a porn. You see.
Is that?
I don't
any
have
movie?
one. That's all I can
Think about one. Everybody's got one. You
in my
like
favorite
movies.
I think mine is the Blues Brothers. We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, that's a good
because
one.
it was so totally out of the blue at the time.
And we're wearing sunglasses.
But
Right.
Aaron Sorkin, who is arguably one of our better
Love
screenwriters,
him.
here's his favorite movie line of all
I
time.
look
What is one of your favorite movie lines of all time?
We're going to need a bigger boat.
All right.
Best movie
Jaws.
ever.
Thank you, sir. Thank
And
you.
I think of all the movies that I can't turn off on
Pretty
television.
cool that he gives that his
Right away.
I think Jaws is probably the hardest one for me to turn off, to a point that if the grid comes up on DirecTV and Jaws is on there, Carrie goes, Jesus.
Yeah.
Because you know she's going to watch it again.
Is that a male characteristic, do you think? That we like to watch what we like to watch again and again and again? I don't think women so much dig that.
I explained it once with my dad. We said, well, don't you have music that you like to hear over and over again?
Right.
And if it's that good, you want to hear it over and
I
over
don't.
again.
There's so
great explanation.
because movies are long form, and there are so many of them. I generally, with few exceptions, don't watch one more than once. I have favorites.
Really?
I have a handful of favorites I've seen more
He'll
than once.
watch a
and that's
movie
it.
only until a woman farts.
You were going the same place.
And then I'm out of there.
And then he's out of there.
Absolutely.
Anything, Mark? Any favorite movie?
You know, I can't remember the actual line, but from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when he talks about life being very short and sometimes you got to stop and you know, take inventory once in a while. It's something along those lines.
Life moves really fast.
And you
right.
might miss
If
it.
you miss
There
it,
you
if
go.
you don't stop to notice it or something, you might miss it.
You might
Yes.
miss it.
That's
Ferris
a good-
Bueller's got a lot of iconic lines.
good
Yes.
one,
It's a great film. I think it does hold up. And we close with Conan O'Brien. Sadly,
Yay.
Mike, Khloe Kardashian, not your favorite Kardashian.
No.
No, the Sasquatch.
Yeah, she's been fired from the X Factor, and I think that's sad.
Khloe Kardashian, did you hear this? Khloe Kardashian has been fired from being a host on the X Factor. Fired. Yeah, the producers said they didn't actually fire Khloe, they just released her back into the wild.
That, Mike, that is your magic of all.
That's good. The hell was she even considered for that for?
She was in
Next
it.
to Mario Lopez, she looked great.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back with Buzz and News right after this, everybody.
Walking up the street, I shouted to the driver, "Hey conductor, you must slow down."
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, and now a man that claimed yesterday on the show that he had never experienced a woman's fart smell.
Either that or it's one of those things the mind just blocks out.
He's not getting any younger, Mike.
And I,
Too traumatic.
oh, I could say so much now. And none of it about you, Buzz.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
Well, let's move on then.
Yeah,
and say that the news today
Save
is
'em.
brought to you by Spencer & Devon Premium Shaving Cream. Spencer & Devon uses natural ingredients like aloe and shea butter. No harsh chemicals.
Can you use it with those wet, dry electric razors?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And I used it on my head this morning.
Can I get a little of the old Spencer and Devon? That I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw that on and do a wet dry.
I think
deal.
they sent us a package yesterday.
Awesome. That's
Send
good
Mike a
stuff.
tube.
I
You'll
love a
it.
tube.
You'll love it.
If you got bumps, ingrowns, get Spencer & Devon.
Don't have so many ingrowns, Buzz.
Spencer & Devon is good to your face, whether
for
you
you,
have
Mike.
a tough beard, sensitive skin, or both. Available in sagebrush or spice or completely unscented. Learn more at SpencerDevon.com or click their ad on our website. With Spencer & Devon Shaving Cream, you're closer than ever to a perfect shave.
Do you have the shaving cream song?
Yeah, Benny Bell.
Just
Yeah,
for
I
the
do.
next time he does the
I do.
commercial.
I
I'd
play.
like
You
to
know
do
what? We got away from playing that because it started pissing you off.
that. Okay, I wanted to.
Newscast just odd today, but I'm proud of it. So
Okay.
stay with me. Before we get to the usual guns and sequester news, let's talk about midget pickles, flying manhole covers, and spontaneous human combustion.
Wow.
Now, scientists mostly agree there is no such thing as humans bursting into flames, but fire investigators have not ruled it out in a case in Sallisaw, Oklahoma.
Good news, Mr. Cassidy.
A man actually burned to death in his home this week there, and investigators have found no trace of an accelerant.
Understanding going to get today with Rob Spiewak.
Yeah, you're going to be my shadow.
Yeah, it's delightful.
As he waits for the autopsy, the sheriff says, quote, "This is very bizarre." Now, we know what burned the poor girl in Portland, Oregon, in a hospital as she stayed there to fight her cancer. 11-year-old Ireland Lane was cleaning her bed table with hand sanitizer, and it's mostly alcohol, of course. Hospital air, also notoriously dry, especially in the winter, and the theory is a spark from static electricity started the fire that burned this little girl.
Wow.
She's
That's-
going to be
that's such a
gotta be
a
treated
total
for it.
fluke.
It really would seem to be.
That's what they blame the Hindenburg on. Static discharge.
Static discharge. Thanks for making it relevant, Rob.
Hey,
Brings it all around, doesn't
come
it?
on. You're the one that mentioned it earlier.
Things Rob cares about.
Speaking of explosions,
Ooh, the Hindenburg.
this has happened.
Ooh, Transformers done.
This has happened in other cities, but now manhole covers are flying into the air in Atlanta, caused by explosions in the sewers, probably set off by electrical problems.
Look out, Trip!
Power was shut off to 10 buildings in downtown Atlanta yesterday just so the manhole covers would stop popping. And say goodbye to midget pickles.
I don't know why I played that. I swear to God, I hit that by accident.
That's another story, Mike.
I gotta get my act together with my machine.
Say goodbye to midget pickles. Call them dwarf pickles or little pickles, but enough with the midgets already. Based on a complaint and a campaign by a human dwarf.
Hold it, Buzz. I believe there's someone at the door.
I'll restart this. Yes, hi.
Hello.
I'm just coming in to enjoy your story.
Oh, thank you. You're a little person.
I'm a midget pickle.
You're gonna
Wow,
find
you're
this,
getting smaller all the time.
Hey, look at how small I am now.
You're gonna find this story interesting about midget pickles because based on a
Go ahead,
complaint.
you old fart smeller, you.
Keep it short, Buzz.
Based on a complaint and a campaign by a human dwarf. A human dwarf led a campaign. She got Gedney Foods, which owns Cane's Pickles, to stop calling its baby dills midgets. The pickles are kosher, but the name is not, according to Chelly Martinka, who lives in Rhode Island, which is a very small state.
That's funny, Buzz.
Thank you.
Is that the story?
That's the story.
What did they change it to? I must have missed it.
They're going to call them baby dills,
Okay,
I think.
perfect.
But
Hey, midget.
Anything but midget.
Baby
at this
dill.
point.
I'm sorry, dwarf.
Hey.
Do you remember the time that Mike met the wife of Scott the Dwarf, our former intern?
Yes.
Do you remember what he said?
What did he say?
It was a Christmas party, and they came in. They're both little people, and
Right.
he said, "Scott, nice to see you. This must be the little woman." I swear to God.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Look at my dill.
Oh, stop it!
dear.
How dare you?
There we
A
go.
midget pickle. In about 10 days, the government will start cutting people and services.
I really said that.
You
Buzz.
really
You
did.
I know. It's
I
out of the
swear
mouths
to
of
God.
babes.
And I didn't do it on purpose.
Right, obviously.
So this must be the little woman.
Oh my God.
I was very embarrassed after
So
that.
that's great, though. Really. I'm okay with it. In about 10 days, the government will start cutting people and services. Now, some of these people and services are useless and should be cut, but the axe that begins to fall on March 1st doesn't care about that. It will cut the best of government along with the worst. You won't see things fall apart on the first day, maybe not even in the first month, but then slowly, ugly, terrible things will begin to happen that may cripple our hopes for economic recovery. This will be especially painful for the Washington, D.C. region, which has mostly been spared the pangs of the Great Recession. But even those who don't care what happens in D.C. will find less meat and higher prices for it because government meat inspectors will be furloughed.
Remember him?
Less meat.
It could even put some meat processors out of business forever, along with the jobs they provide. The Defense Department's already started furloughing civilian workers at bases all over the country, not just here. Now, the President and Congress continue to blame each other, and although there's been proposals and talk behind the scenes and some hope even, the cookie will start crumbling in about 10 days.
That's they're going right to what affects people most dramatically.
Right.
You know, I'm sure there are a lot of fat cat government people that are going to stay in their fat cat jobs and jobs that really don't help anybody. But let's can the meat inspectors. You know,
canned meat
makes sense.
The average man, the average guy always
Will
gets
suffer.
gets
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah.
It's the way it works.
And the gun madness continues. There was another shooting spree in L.A. yesterday. More people dead from bullets, blah, blah. We're desensitized. America's cowboys still desperately clinging. In Missouri, state lawmakers proposed making it a felony for any of his fellow lawmakers to propose any law restricting guns. Mike Lira says he knows it won't pass, but for him, it's a matter of principle. A pizzeria in Virginia Beach is offering discounts to customers packing heat with a permit. Yes, All Around Pizza does deliver, and all of its drivers are armed.
Hey, bring her your gun.
Hey, how you doing? You want to? Hey, I thought you said extra pepperoni.
And finally, in Thank You, Florida, happiness is not a warm gun. A young woman preparing to heat some waffles in the St. Petersburg apartment she shares with her boyfriend was miraculously unhurt when bullets started flying. She didn't know her boyfriend had decided to store the magazine from his .45 Glock in the oven.
Hello.
I'm Buzz Burbank on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, sorry about that. Anyway, thank you, Buzz. Our show today was brought to you by Warby Parker. Get yourself some better-looking glasses for a fraction of retail. Glasses start at $95, and you can try up to 5 pairs with free shipping to find the right pair for you. Go to warbyparker.com and get even faster free shipping when you use our code TMOS. We love them. You'll love them, too. Details are all at warbyparker.com. That's WARBYPARKER, warbyparker.com. Remember our code TMOS to get you free shipping, everybody. We'll be back with another one, including the fabulous birthday roundup tomorrow on the show.
Love the mailbag.
Don't forget to get your last-minute birthdays into Buzz Burbank today.
Yeah, send them around midnight.
And
It's fine.
And Michael J. Elston.
We'll see you tomorrow with a new show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.